Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play LOTRO with me, Balthelion. So last time we had the auction and the dad, Andres, has now been sent off to be basically a slave for Isengard. And we were helping his son Mabon try and pay off the father's debts so that he doesn't basically have to be a slave to the local tribesmen. But yeah, something else I didn't notice after we handed in the quest to the stable master last time. But we had to bring back some horses. But you can actually see that there's actually now quite a few horses in the stables. Although I think this one over here was the only one that actually looks like the horses we collected. But it's a nice little touch they phased those guys in. So we have to go now and talk to Bedwer. I think that's the only quest we've got at the moment.
You are welcome here, as long as you do not trouble us.
Very good. It appears that my goods survived both the trip and the vessel in good condition. With these returned, I can now obtain the profit that Saruman denied me. So basically he sold the goods to Saruman and then he stole them back. So he's got the goods and the money. So profit. What have you got? You've got some... you've got a leather helm. Like a funky little... like a Robin Hood cap. Pair of boots. Fairly standard leather boots with some lacing at the front there. And a pocket item. So, just grab one of those. So next we've got a quest.
Even the Avanc-luth have need of help on occasion.
So another quest from Bedwer. There is one last thing you must do for me, and then I will consider Mabon's debt paid, and he will be free. If you fail me now, I will send the boy off to the mines. To the south of Starkmoor is Wolf's Cleft. The armies of Dunland have been gathering and training there. I often sell them weapons, armour, and slaves for training practice. So basically, to be brutally murdered. Think of that bit in Game of Thrones where the mountain's just murdering peasants, and you're probably not too far wrong with that. Lately, the sales have been slowing. You are going to fix that for me. There is a cliff to the south that overlooks Wolf's Cleft. Once there, I want you to do as much injury as possible. The more weapons and armour you destroy, the more I can sell the warriors tomorrow. Speak with me when you are ready to go, and I will show you the path. So we're going to go murder some of the massing armies of Dunland.
Of all the Ox clan, I'm the most canny, for I know best how to create my own opportunities. A broken sword here, a shattered shield there, and a crippled arm to wield it. Then, arms and armour do not come cheaply.
So we're going to gather some of these boys up. So we have to murder everyone that's in this instance. It's not too big. It's maybe 9 mobs or something. So just murder them. Gather as many as you can. In as comfortable a pool as you can. Don't overpool. I'll finish this off. I'll murder this boy. For Saruman! I shall not die at your hands, elf. Famous last words. No! Stop! Arrgh! Darkness take you. I've got completed Fangs of the Wolf. So we can now actually have a little look over here. So this is Wolf's Cleft, where the Dunlanding troops are rallying. And there's one effect that they kind of introduced over here, is that they've kind of got these 2D sprites. So I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see this on YouTube, but there's like loads of like static like horses, but they're just 2D effects. I mean, I think these ones down here are 2D as well. But there's loads of 2D horses. There's some moving people, but they're just 2D. And you can sometimes see them walking in very strange places over the top of things that they probably shouldn't be able to walk over. I mean, you've got some walking across this smoke effect over here. So basically, the whole point they did this was they wanted to have a way that they could make scenes look busier, like there's more enemies around, without actually physically having to have some kind of mob entity they have to spawn in that, you know, takes up processing power and graphics rendering power to display them, basically. So this was their kind of like first stab at it. But we will get a better good look at this Wolf's Cleft area later on. You can't go there as part of the landscape, but we will get to explore that a little bit later on. I think it's after that we've done the Dunbog. So we'll just come back over here. Now we need to ride back to town. So luckily the guy lent us a steed. We can ride this horse back to Aberdeen. There we go. And oh dear, Bedware. He's dead, Jim. I can't say he didn't deserve it. But there's a banner of the White Hand here, so I don't know. Maybe Saruman found out that this guy double-crossed him, and he wasn't too happy about it while we were away. The auctioneer's treachery of Isengard finally caught up with him. There is no sign of the merchant's son. Oh no! Mabon's gone. What do we do? Well, we've got to talk to Eva over here, so... Did you see what happened to Mabon? Did they take the boy?
I have not seen your kind before.
You have seen my kind before. I've done some quests for you. You are looking for Mabon? I do not know where he went, but I have my suspicions. I mean, he could go home. He lives just a slight bit north of here.
It is not our custom to trust to Goliad, but perhaps you may be of help to me?
Mabon is not the first child to disappear from these lands. For the past several months, nearly one vanishes per week from Aberdeen. Mostly orphans. They disappear in the night. Naught but a few tracks heading southwest to are ever seen. Those who have caught a glimpse tell of a horrible creature, an abomination of nature, striding across the plains with a bag over his shoulder, filled with lost children. If you wish to find this boy, you must venture to the swamps. Head southwest along the roads until you find Dunbog. Then they may know more of this abomination there. So basically, the boogeyman has come and stole the children. Can't remember what opens up the quests for this. Do we have... Oh, we've got the exploration deed over here as well. Is that a player running around at the back? It is. I think... I'm not sure if it's all quests in Starkmoor that unlocks it, or whether it's all quests in Dunland. But there's some fun fellowship quests you can end up doing there later on. But yeah, there's no one else here with quests, so we're going to end up going towards the Dunbog next. So we need to get the epic quest back up. Volume 3, Book 4, Chapter 11, Into the Dunbog. Now this is going to send us slightly south, so we're going to move the quest tracker down this side at the minute, because this is the area we're going to next. So both of these quests are pretty much close together. They're going to be on the road into the Dunbog. So if you remember previously, Nona said, help these people out. I'll meet you on the way to the Dunbog when you get to that point. So we're going to head over here, and she said near the Broken Arch. So that's going to be this structure over here. Where presumably long ago that arch just crumbled and fell. So here she is.
I'm glad you are here.
I'm glad you are here. The Dunbog is just ahead.
Do you see the scout up ahead?
Do you see the scout up ahead? By the large rocky outcropping? I do not know what clan she belongs. Go see if she is friendly, Pendulous. And if she kills you, my bad. The people of the Dunbog keep to themselves, and I know little of them. But if Saruman has paid for their loyalty, they are already our enemies. So it's basically go speak to the person that you would have spoken to anyway. Hello, Bethan of the Avanc-luth. The crocodile people, or lizard people, however you want to translate that.
Greetings. Will you remain here long?
What do you want here? Well, let's see what your quest rewards are. So we've got heavy pauldrons, some boots, or an earring. So none of them particularly appealing for me right now.
It is not our custom to trust to Goliad, but perhaps you may be of help to me?
We do not get many travellers down this road. Is there something that I can help you with? What could you possibly want down this way? The Avanc-luth do not take kindly to Goliad. There is a small band of us here, but we ask for naught, nor do we need anything from you. If you insist, you may speak with Adon. He is leading a scouting party nearby. So basically, I can't be bothered to deal with you. Go speak to somebody else. So, Nona still wants us to scout a little bit further in. At this little encampment anyway. Bog toads should threaten to attack. Yep. Ribbit. Judging from the symbols that decorate their camp, these men are of the Avanc-luth clan. Are there actually genuinely any symbols on them? Let's have a closer look at their clothing. given that we've seen some wolf insignias on some of the other guys, but no, there's like an elaborate A on your back, unless that's meant to be some sort of animal. But no, I can't see anything particularly. Pendulous has good elf eyes. Bethan sent you here, did she? Interesting. I am not certain that she was wise to do so, but we have naught we can hide here. The land... Oh my god, I'm being attacked by toads. The land is open as far as you can see, and there is not anything to see. Why would you even want to come here? Perhaps you can prove that you would be a valuable ally to the Avanc-luth. Food and supplies are scarce here, as you can see. Maybe you can help us gather some things.
The old woman of the mountain says we should not trust Vodiard.
Since you are so persistent, perhaps I can put you to some use. The elders have asked us to gather supplies while we are here on watch. I personally would rather be in my hut with my wife, keeping warm. Ho 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 ho! I bet you would, sir. Do you think you can help me then? We need to collect shells from the beetles in the area. We use their shells for armor and cooking, and their meat is passable. But the shells are what we are looking for. Undamaged, of course. Bring them to me when you are done. And his friends are now going to give us quests as well.
As long as the sun shines, you are welcome here.
And we have a quest in a Dunbog deed. We only need 25 for that, so it shouldn't take too long. Since you seem to be doing Alan's labour, then you can help me as well. I am not certain what I did to upset the elders, but they always give me the worst tasks. They want me to gather food, which is what I am accustomed to. But toad legs? Toads are disgusting creatures, and make even worse food. Nevertheless, it is what they demand. If you are to be of help, go hunt toads and take their legs. Bring them back to me, and perhaps I will not think of you as the bog scum that you are. Wow. That's nice of him.
The old woman of the mountain says we should not trust Vodiard.
Well, well, another Devodiad trying to please us. I am tired of your kind coming into our bog, thinking you can change the world with your mere presence. Well, it will not happen, but you can make my life easier, and I will let you live. Fetch me bog reeds, so I can string these bows. The reeds around here go strong, like us. They are better than any other material out here. You doubt me? One more word, and I will... Never mind. Go gather some reeds. There we go. So I need to gather reeds, murder toads. So murdering toads should be nice and easy. Given that the normal toads have two basically swarm level minions, which should die really easy. No matter who you are. But since I have AoE abilities, that will make them die even quicker. Versus someone that's going to have to single target these guys down. I'm not sure if the little ones can actually drop legs though. I think only the big ones can drop legs. So you might find you're still going to have to kill 5 groups as a minimum. Are these toads dry humping the cliff wall? Trying to climb it but not succeeding. They're not as good as like the goats and the deer of Mirkwood that just like climb half up the trees like proper mountain goats. That swamp gas we don't need. That will just follow us like a cloud of flies or some shimmering light mobs. That would just be an irritant, giving us a little debuff as it follows us around. There we go, that's a beetle. Another bog reed over there. So pretty much we need to see fairly close to this camp on the eastern side. This kind of green square here. We will end up going to several different encampments, little scouting camps spread around the bog, which all kind of function as miniature quest hubs. Pretty much like we've got now. We arrive, we're going to help out the guys and they'll give us like a quest each. You know, go off, do 3 quests, go to the next camp, do 3 quests, that kind of thing. Until we eventually end up back in the town. Let's just grab that beetle over here. And can murder him with some AoE while we do the toads. Even though the toads pretty much died before he got here, but whatever. There we go. So we've got enough toad legs. Still need 4 beetle shells, and bloody hell, we needed 15 in total bog reeds. That's going to be quite a gathering quest. Okay, and we're not allowed to interact with them while we're mounted. So this will be 6. Probably going a bit too far west, I think. Here at the northwest. That beetle over there should just be in range. He's quite happily near some bog reeds anyway, so that's not too bad. But yeah, the Avanc-luth, we haven't really... I don't think we've even really heard of them, really, in Dunland so far. We've heard of various other clans before we've met them. So everyone whining about how the Ox clan's bullying them. Everyone's always whinging about the Dragon clan. Because they were, you know, introduced back in Enedwaith. Basically being a bunch of nasty people, really. I mean, a lot of the Dunlandings are. At least we're led to believe that anyway. Because the only narration that we kind of get is from the opinion of you know, various people of Rohan and that in the books. And indeed, before we've like truly met the Dunlandings, they've only ever really been bad guys. You know, we bump into some of them in Eragion, and maybe a couple of other places. So you know, they've always been enemies. So sometimes, you know, like the Stag clan, when we first come into Dunland, they're actually pretty good guys. You know, they don't want to go to war or, you know, cause any trouble or anything like that. They just want to get on with their lives. You know, live a simple day-to-day existence. They don't want to fight in Saruman's war. They don't want to go to war with the Rohirrim. You know, they don't really care, really. What is that noise? I'm getting the sounds of, like, really massive fire coming out of my left speaker, no matter where I was aiming at there. I don't know if there's like a runekeeper or something around. There we go. This will be 15 bog reeds, so there's more than 15 bog reeds around. You should easily be able to find some. There's at least 3 spare that I can see at the minute. We still need beetles though. We're actually being a bit light on the old beetles. Here's the local red circle as well. Here's a beetle. I think there's a beetle over there as well. Yep. Come on, we'll drag you over. But yeah, I think we've got these guys, and we meet the Ox clan proper in Carriglion. But I think these guys are probably the last clan that we're properly meant to meet. But we'll see. Maybe I've missed one. In terms of their hometowns, anyway. Beetles. That's swamp gas. That's a beetle. That's a beetle. We only need one of you, though. Come here. Okay, I'll fight both of you then. Walk around ages looking for one beetle and you get 2 at once. That's just typical, isn't it? Murder you. Murder the second one just because he's there and he insisted on coming to join the party. So we hand these guys in, and then we can hand in the Rapper quest at this camp, and then I think they're going to vector us down to another camp. But before we go running off, we need to go back and talk to Nona at the entrance of the Dunbog. So let's see what these boys say. Impressive. This will make my time here go much more quickly. Thank you. Perhaps there is more to you than there seems, Devodias. My wife will be happy when I return home sooner than usual. I bet she will, sir. Well, you are not completely useless like the others I have seen come through here. Still, my life is no better, and the elders will just send me out here for more boastings tomorrow. Thank you for nothing, elf. Now get out of here before I decide to stop being nice. Wow, that's what you call nice. I hate to get on your bad side. I don't really want to instigate on those toads.
You are welcome here, as long as you do not trouble us.
Well done, Pendulous. You have saved me a tremendous amount of time and effort doing work that I detest. Take this and go do your other tasks. These chores will not complete themselves. There we go. So we talk to Alan again.
The Starkmoor have been destroyed.
You have done
Pray
all...
to the Uch-Wirad that we will not be next.
God, I love these NPCs and their bloody lengthy intro sounds. You have done all that we have asked of you, and even dealt with Nye's rudeness without complaint. I am impressed. Perhaps you can do the Dunbog some good, unlike the other Devodiad that have passed through here. What other Devodiad? Tell me. I am now one step closer to returning to my wife. I thought you said you were going to your wife. Have you changed your mind? There will be few who will venture out of doors with you around. Speak with Bane, and perhaps he can help you gain some trust among the people of the Avanc. Landross lies to the southwest of here. You cannot miss it, for there is not much else to see in that direction. Basically, you know, it's the only town around. So we've seen that hauberk before. We've seen that mask before. It's kind of like a little hood over a Doctor Doom mask. And we have a sword. So this is kind of like a really cheap and nasty sword. Kind of like the one in the Two Towers movie, where that boy had that really like battered sword that looked like it had just been made out of tin foil. That's pretty much the closest that looks like. Okay, so we have to talk to Balin Lambros, but first we're going to go back to Nona, who's going to be over here by the archway. Lambros, as you can see on your map, is going to be where the stable master is. It's smack bang in the middle of the Dunbog, which makes it quite easy to get around to and from while you're questing in this region.
These people are outliers, on the edge of great danger, but not given in to it.
These people are like my own Pendulous. They are outliers, on the edge of great danger, but not given in to it. May they resist as well as my people have done. We must help the Avanc-luth to stand against Saruman. So here we can have 3 different wrist items. So they're all going to be pretty good stat-wise for on-level characters. You know, like 50 of each stat. I think they're all the same, aren't they? So yeah, 50 of 3 stats, which is not bad really. So I would probably, I'm going to equip that over one of my items. I'm going to lose a bit of morale in total, I think, but
Help the people of Dunbog
screw it.
Before meeting me in Corriglin.
The people of the Dunbog have been on the edge of the coming conflict for some time, forgotten by all but their nearest neighbours. Did Saruman factor them into his calculations? We must help them resist him, Pendulous. They remind me of my own people, estranged from the other clans, and I do not want them to labour alone. Help them resist the wizard. When you are satisfied that you have done all you can for the people of the Dunbog, travel to Corriglin. I will meet you in Barnavon, for it seems to be a village of some importance, and Lou Brennan wanted to learn the status of the mines of iron. So yeah, once again, it's just a directive to help people out, and when you get bored or you complete all the quests, head on to the next area. Now, thankfully, the second half of this epic book does actually involve some proper questing. Yeah, well, I don't want to give too much in the way of spoilers there, but it's not always going to be help people out and move on. And there's some very nice bits of the later parts of the epic in this expansion. So it does make up for this kind of pretty lazy storytelling, shall we say, in the earlier parts. But yeah, you can see in the distance, here is the town of Landross, which is kind of like a little floating lake town. Again, I can hear the fire to the left somewhere. It's making me go mad. It can't be the toads making that noise. So we're just going to interact with the stable master just to make sure we tag him.
The Ukwirod requires us to give welcome to Devodiad.
And there we go. So we've got the first exploration deed for exploring the Dunbog. You can have some limited town facilities here. So we have a hobby master as well, just because we actually can fish here. Here's Bane.
Greetings. Will you remain here long?
What are you doing here? Alan sent you? He is too trusting these days. Strangers dance their way through our lands with no regards to the plight of my own people. Nevertheless, I would trust them this once. If you wish to help us, you must help our village. War has not touched these lands, but that does not mean the weather and hardships of life avoid us. Why do we live here, you ask? That answer is not yours to have quite yet. For now, help us further, and we will make sure your questions are answered in time. So what have we got? Hauberk, helm, sword. Actually, it's the same quest we looked at a minute ago.
Hear me out, Devodiad, for I have a tale to tell.
So, all of us need to eat. It is as simple as that. The Dunbog does not offer the most traditional food sources, but we think it is some of the best provender ever eaten. Basically, they love their toad. I become hungry just thinking about our delicacies. You may not really understand, and that is fine. I am not asking you to eat it, just bring some. What am I talking about? Slug meat, of course. Specifically, tender baby slug meat. The taste is nothing short of amazing. There are slugs to the east of the village. The baby slugs are protected by the adults, so be careful. You do not want to be attacked by a group of angry slug matrons. No, that would be bad. So there we go. So we have a little bit in the centre of town. This is like their town square. You've got a couple of suppliers and stuff. You have a task board if you need to do some task hand-ins. You have a milestone if you want to bind your milestone. Forge master, relic master. And that's pretty much it really. So we need to head outside of town now, and you can actually fall in this. This is water that's deep enough you have to swim. There are places like here where you can sort of walk out. Some of the bits like around the huts, they're actually on solid ground, so you can just walk up to a hut and you'll be out the water. So don't worry too much if you fall in, you can get back out. We have a second quest from this guy.
Do not speak the names of evil things.
Greetings. You are here now. You are new here, are you not? Well, that is wonderful. I love meeting new people, even if we do not get to meet so many very often. Since Bane has you helping us, I have a chore for you. As you can see, we are a village of huts. Lots and lots of huts. Sadly, these huts do not stand up well to being half submerged in swamp water all day. They are in constant need of repair, and what better way to repair them than with mud? It patches holes and makes things new again. Can you bring us some mud balls then? The beetles of the area east of here love to gather up the mud and roll it into neat little balls. I'm not sure why, but we use them to patch our huts. Could there be a dung beetle that doesn't have any dung, so they just kind of make do? But yeah, so I think that's probably a good place to stop here then for this one, and next time we'll continue questing in the Dunbog. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that, and until next time, see you later.